Hey guys, so we have an interesting discussion ahead of us. So I'm just going to let this thing load up. We'll start in about 30 seconds or so. I need to get a charger for my laptop. I'll be right back. Yo, be right with you. Where are you? Just grabbing a computer charger really quickly. All right, hello. Good morning, everyone. We have a very fun conversation today because I found it mildly funny, and also it's a really good concept and point about just how much your body can actually change in a short amount of time. So I've done lives in the past that are no longer there on stress gut, on some of the things you can do for like when you get bloated from, because stress and psychological stress or physiological stress, primarily, when bad things happen in life, can make you bloated, can make you have water retention, can make you have less motility and mobility of the like intestines and digestional tract. So we're going to keep this conversation. The majority of my followers are more general population, meaning not medical professionals. So I'm going to keep this sort of basic. We're not going to dive deep into the science of what we're talking about, but it's important to know and just see from a very visual perspective on how drastically your body can change in just a week by changing your environment and changing your amount of stress that you're dealing with. So many of you that know, I went to Dominican Republic about 10 days ago now to study with an osteopathic program based out of Paris, out of France, with a world famous osteopath, and I was taking a cranial course. But the point is that I did a video with my kids in a pool on a Sunday because we had a nice little pool party, and 7 days later I took a shirtless picture because I thought I was finally starting to look decent, and a particular blogger, here's the headline, because this is important because it's funny. Justin Dean last Saturday and Justin Dean today, how do you get a six-packs, because there's more than one six-pack, funniness of that thought process. But yeah, you could go down to Dominican, and people do go to Dominican to get liposuction, and there's no problem with doing any of that stuff. I have nothing against. I treat people that have liposuction scars, people that have bad reactions to liposuction, I treat people that have all sorts of liposuction alterations. Those of you that don't know, liposuction is a pretty aggressive, from you're really sore perspective. You're literally sticking a metal rod under the skin and you're shoving it back and forth, and you're separating your skin from the muscular layer below, and you're displacing the fat so you can suck it out. So it's not something that you just get off the table a day or two later and you wouldn't have obvious incisions. I mean, they're sticking a metal rod about at least the size of a chopstick under your skin, and they're like, back and forth to displace the fat and get it out of your body. So we're going to talk about how did I go from a nice solid beer belly to relatively a, I wouldn't call this a six-pack, especially compared to what I'm used to, but how did I go from like a round belly to a flat belly? We'll see. So let me just, so those of you that didn't see my last post, I'm going to show you on my computer what we're talking about. Okay? Oops. Sorry. There we go. So, round belly. Now granted, they had to pick the worst, you know, most flattering position you can, carrying my daughter, using my stomach to hold her up, to 7 days later. And it's a miracle. What's going on with this thing? Okay. Oh, what's going on with this thing? Oh, it got stuck, I think. So, anyways. All right, so how did we do that? Well, let's talk about that week. What was going on in my life, that week in my life? I had the kids, 7 days, and particularly Athena wasn't sleeping that well because she was congested. And between, I have two daughters. My oldest is 3 and my youngest is 7 months. Those of you who are new to me. And between the two of them, I didn't sleep very well that week. And I also probably didn't eat the best. I had a little bit more, I had a few IPAs, which is a pale ale, which is really hoppy and really full of gluten, which my body generally swells up with. And I probably had 1 beer a night or something. And that was enough between not sleeping. And then there's a lot of stress in my life as well. You know, being a single dad, running a business, you know, that's all pretty stressful. And then also, you know, some of the other stuff that many of you guys are following online. There's actively a community of bloggers that are trying to destroy my reputation over nothing because I divorced one of their celebrities. So this is the fallout, and this is how I'm dealing with it because this is what's best. Education, positivity, that's what we're going to do. So I went from a fat gut to a flat stomach in a week. When you sleep, your body does a lot of, let's say, recovery processes, right? So when you wake up, you actually lose weight in the morning. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're not sleeping, you're not doing yourself any favors, because when you don't sleep properly, you're not going to properly lose that weight that you're trying. You're going to hold on to water retention, and you're going to be a little bit more bloated. So sleep is extremely important for recovery. So if you get those of you trying to lose weight, sleep is one of the most important things. Obviously, diet is also important. So what did I do in Dominican that would make me thin down? And when I said thin down, I probably lost about 5 pounds. And that's probably primarily water weight, water retention. What would I do? Well, those of you that know me, I'm a nerd. So when I'm here, I like LA. It's great for business, but I don't particularly like I'm a country mountain boy. So the beaches, all that stuff's great. But for me, for my own mental health, I need to get away from LA and go do something novel and mentally stimulating. For me, that's learning. So for me to get out of LA, I'm already out of a stressful situation, and I get to a position of where I'm happy, and I'm with my friends and people. I've been taking these courses with the same people for 4 years. So you can imagine that you start getting friends. So the psychological stress that I was experiencing in Dominican was far less than here, obviously, because it's a different stimulus. It's a different country. There's different noises. There's different things going on. So my body went from a very heightened stress state with 2 kids, being a primary caregiver, to having fun with my friends in the Dominican Republic. And so That's really important to understand, because how stress, sleep, and what you eat actually affects how you look and feel. So that is let's talk about liposuction and how this is interesting. Like, if you have a liposuction, there's a 4 to 6 week recovery process. So, and apparently, according to this blogger, I had liposuction, and I was posting on social media throughout this. So I couldn't have had more than 24 to 48 hours to recover from this procedure before taking a shirtless selfie. So I am henceforth known as Dr. Wolverine, because I heal instantly. And maybe that works out well, because I actually just got a haircut and I look 10 years younger. So we'll just deal with this all that way. Okay? Now, it's first thing in the morning, and I'm just going to show you guys, because this is for educational standpoint. Those of you that know me from the past, I used to be very chiseled. Now I'm not. So, side profile. Let me go a little bit higher. A little bit lower. Side profile. You know, they got me out like this, right? This, when you get stress gut, you're going to retain water retention down here. Okay? What's down here? Your intestines. Your intestines are all over, but particularly what's down here is your sigmoid colon. Last part of your digestional system before you make a bowel movement. So if you're stressed, and those of you that don't believe, there's a nice little cool article here in PubMed that I just looked up, and basically what it says is when you're stressed, you either can get diarrhea or constipation. So, and during that week with a bloated stomach, I was obviously not having bowel movements as much because I was stressed. Okay? So, another blogger said I need a forehead reduction. Yeah, cool. I'm part of the big forehead club. So you guys, that's one of the best things that you guys can do to bullies, people that are making fun of you. Don't give them the power to be hurt. I'm not hurt. I have a big forehead. I always had a big forehead. My daughters have big foreheads, and they're one of the most beautiful daughters you'll see on all of the internet. So, great. Awesome. So we're going to continue on. So that's why you can look and feel bloated and gross, and then a week later change. So you can actually make a huge difference in your physiology and your body and how you feel just by sleeping right and eating right. And when I was down in the Dominican, there's a lot less processed foods down there. When I'm here, I eat on the run. So I'm eating at like Bristol Farms Hot Bar. Who knows what they put in that? So I'm not eating at home as much, because I run a mobile practice. So I go from people's home to home. So oftentimes I'm grabbing what's quick and convenient, which is not always the healthiest, even though it's marketed and advertised as healthy. Okay, so where in Dominican there's a lot less processed food. I was eating home cooked meals because when we're at the school, they hire this chef that basically prepares meals from scratch. So I was probably eating a lot healthier, a lot cleaner, okay? So I have been eating and eat healthy here, and you can see I almost have a six-pack. This is not to brag. This is the difference between a week. How do you go from this to this? And that's diet and exercise. And I have a long way to go. I've been exercising now for about three months, like lightly here and there. I swing my kettlebell around. It really does take a long time to get to morph your body and get fit. One of the things that I've been doing from a world famous exercise physiologist, Pavel Kolash, is he told me to do just 1 or 2 reps really quickly between patients. So I have a kettlebell and I literally just do, and that's it. He said that's easy. This is not my opinion. This is what I listen to experts when I don't know everything. And he said that's a great way to build strength safely. So I've been doing that between clients or patients. I do something that's heavy, and I do 1 or 2 reps, and I do it frequently throughout the day. And that's one of the ways I've been putting on muscle mass on my shoulders and chest. And I'm 200 and probably, I'm close to 230 right now, 225, 226. I think the heaviest I've been is 230. So that's what I wanted to bring to the table. I mean, obviously, this was a great conversation of somebody took the effort and time to try to make me look bad, and it gave me a very great opportunity to educate the public on a simple fact of how stress affects your body. So there we are. That is today's talk. And for those of you just tuning in, I will show the picture one more time. It's on my Facebook. It's the last post. As I said before, I am henceforth known as Dr. Wolverine because I healed from liposuction within 24 hours. So, yeah. I went from that. Those pictures are indeed 7 days apart. So that's how, exactly, 7 months pregnant, right? You can even see there's so much swelling in my gut. Look at my back. My back is arched even more, and my hip flexors are shortened. That's how much like inflammation and water retention is there. And somebody said something funny, and I agree with. Where's the six-pack? I don't have a six-pack yet. I have a flat stomach. This is not a six-pack. This is not a six-pack. This is just a flat stomach. The headline is misleading. I didn't go from a fatty belly to a six-pack in 7 days. I went from a bloated gut to a non-bloated gut, which visually equates to a flat stomach. So, questions related to that. I have my first patient's at 11. I have a little bit of time. I do need a shower. I do need to work out a little bit. So, let's talk. I'm gonna scroll back up here for a second or three, and I don't know what happened to my gimbal. It's not wanting to behave properly. Let's see if turning it off and turning it on. Are we good? Yeah, somewhat. Okay, so I'm just looking for questions. I do intend on having a six-pack someday again. You know, because that's what single guys do. They need to compensate for their insecurities by having a nice body. Let's see. What the hell is up with my gimbal? Let me try to... Okay, sorry about that. Just trying to fix my gimbal. I don't know what's going on. I wonder if the battery's almost dead. Oh. We'll see. Oh, where are we going? What happened here? Oh, we fixed it. Okay, cool. Let's look for questions, because I'm going to go take a seat, get some morning plant time down. Oh, oh. Ugh. I think that is getting bigger, that's for dang sure. Get some lovely plant time in. I asked about how the body distinguishes between good and bad stressors. It's a very complex question, and it's very different for different people. So a lot of it has to do with your beliefs. A lot of it has to do with what your brain, subconscious lizard brain, finds as a threat, which has to do with your previous experiences, which has to do with some genetic things, has to do with sleep, has to do with so many things. So basically, if it makes you unhappy and uncomfortable, it's probably not a good stressor. Now, there's also some weird things there with heart rate variability, and I'm sort of a outlier, or kind of a freak. I did a neurology. I did some studying with a neurologist at Harvard, and we were talking about heart rate variability, and we listened to stressful noises, sirens, baby noises, that kind of stuff. And essentially, when people are exposed to stressors, they they became in a more stressed state. Their heart rate variability changed into a sympathetic state. Mine was the only person, and the instructor, who's one of the underlings of the Harvard guy, he said he had never seen someone. I actually got more calm with stress. So my heart rate variability went more into a relaxation state. So I don't know what that says about me as a person. Like, I seek stressful situations, and that's more makes me calm, because that's he did mention that that's what people that went to war were like. People that saw their friends get mutilated by bullets and bombs, they got a little bit more calm with stress. So it's kind of interesting. Little fun fact, but that answers your question about. That's a very difficult question to ask. Sorry, and I went on a little bit of a tangent there. Let's see. What pregnant exercises can I do? That depends on what you did before and how much pregnant you are. Always talk to your doctor. I can't exactly answer that on the fly. So I asked, between good and bad stressors? Let's see. Eat healthy, that's extremely important. One of the most important ways of exercising is to eat healthy. Exercising. One of the most easiest ways to lose weight is actually to eat healthy. So, don't eat things that inflame you. For me, it's gluten. When I do keto, if I did keto right now, in 10 days, I would have a six-pack for sure. Because I would just shed through my glycogen storage that holds onto water. I would lose like probably 7 or 8 pounds in water weight pretty instantly, and that's enough to just make me look like I have a six-pack, because I wouldn't be as puffy. But I'm no different than anybody else. When you go through stressful situations, you indulge in certain things. Like, I like beer, so I drank a beer 2 days ago, and I'm still a little bloated from it now. But it made me happy at the time. So I need to be better. We all go through the same problems. I'm not quite as disciplined as I should be, and but I don't really judge myself, because I'm always moving forward in a positive direction. I didn't post the blogger's name because I didn't want to bring them followers. That's why they're actively trying to destroy my reputation, because it's become popular, and they're probably getting paid to say negative things about me, because obviously they're not true, so it creates a lot of controversy and attraction and attention. How do you get rid of a bloated stomach? That's a multifactorial question, but to start off, the easy basics, the pretty much universal truths are: sleep right, sleep well, don't have alcohol before you sleep, don't have caffeine after, like, depends on the person. For me, it's like 7 p.m., but most people it's like 3 or 4 p.m., maybe even earlier. Eat healthy. A lot of people have gluten sensitivity. That's different than celiacs. Gluten sensitivity means your body is reacting to it a little bit. I can get somebody on here I'm not an expert at the physiological consequences of nutrition. That is just not something I've studied yet, because I spend so much time. I've spent my career learning from the masters and getting people out of pain, and that's where I'm at. I'm the person that gets people out of pain and increases their human capacity with my hands and exercise. That's my niche. Are you sure you're an American practicing doctor? Real-time Real doctors don't have time for themselves, talk alone, coming on social media to show up. That's funny, actually. That goes along the lines of I'm jobless. I don't have a job. I'm the boss. I am the CEO of my company. So I set my own schedule. So thank you. I just, this is how you deal with bullies. People try to bully you, and you just intellectually walk circles around them and show them how they're saying is false, and you turn it into something positive for yourself. Charlotte, I'm on pain management, which keeps me constipated. One of the easier things with that is magnesium just before you go to sleep. That can be really helpful. But obviously, addressing the pain so that you can gradually talk to your doctor and get off pain meds would be the best option. I'm a good father to my kids. Thank you, Sandra. And I am just looking for questions. I'm behind on the comments, so if you guys have questions, please put them in the comments, and we will talk. We will have a healthy academic debate or a healthy educational session. I'm not an expert in all things. The only thing that I am an expert in, that I can claim expertise in, is how to get you out of pain very quickly. Diagnosis is what I'm really good at. That looks like a really huge jump from pick to pick. Was that really a 7-day total, or were you working on it for a while? That was 7 days apart, but it was kind of like the blogger took an extremely unflattering, so kind of like the worst looking picture, and then you have two extremes, the worst looking thing to the best looking thing, you know what I mean? Because that picture that I took was after, actually that was at night, so it wasn't in the morning, but still, it was like from worst to best. Wondering, because you just say excited. Oh, I've been exercising for a long time. Yes, I've been consistently exercising now for about 6 to 7 weeks. Like as far as like more high intensity stuff, but as far as like doing reps of like a kettlebell between patients, I've been doing that for nearly 3 months, which is long enough to start getting a full body transformation, and I have gained quite a bit of muscle from doing that. Intermittent fasting, that's great too. Let's see. And yeah, and I also, I'm going to start exercising with the girls, like, because I've got my great bike and wagon, so I'm going to start hopefully taking June to school in the morning in this. If I have time in my schedule, I'm totally going to ride her to school and drop her off like a chariot, and a gladiator chariot, which is going to be cool. What do I got here? Why is this? There we go. Nope. My gimbal is not acting funny. It's acting funny today. Let me see. There we go. Let's see. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Let's see. Hello from the UK. Could I see a chiropractor at the stage my back is in? Depends on the chiropractor. Just see somebody that knows what they're doing. That's not always a chiropractor. It could be a personal trainer. It could be a massage therapist. It could be an osteopath. Um, Profession doesn't matter these days. It's just all about what you can do. There's so many ways to address back. There's so many good ways to address back pain, and there's one great way. Keto. What is a keto diet? A keto diet, again, this is not my expertise, but I do know a bit. Basically means that you limit yourself of carbohydrates and you go into a state of ketosis. So rather than using your food for fuel via glycogen, which is like a long chain polymer of sugars, and that's what you would use as your most abundant fuel source, you switch to burning fat. So a keto diet means ketosis, which means I'm breaking down fat and I'm using my own body fat as a means to fuel my body because I don't have enough carbohydrates in to restore the glycogen chain. You can lose a lot of weight doing that. I know people that have been doing that for years. I feel great on keto. It's just really hard to be disciplined in it. Lucy, you're right. 90% of what you eat and 10% of it what you exercise, but it also depends on the kind of exercise. If you're just riding a bike and doing cardio, that's not the best way to lose weight. The best way to lose weight is more high intensity work, because you burn calories during and after. When you're doing cardio, you're more just burning calories during, and then afterwards you're not burning as many calories. Gluten sensitivity. It's estimated, if you listen to some of the experts, it's somewhere about 20 to 40% of the world is developing or has a gluten sensitivity. They're like piranha. Don't give them their time so they can eat you alive. They can try. They can try to eat me alive, but the truth prevails. And you know, these bloggers, they just don't understand how mass psychology works. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I actually take it as a compliment that people like, oh, you have time. I'm like, yeah, I have time because I'm expensive, and I've created a business and a reputation and a brand that allows me to and a skill set that allows me to charge premium prices. So I don't have to see as many patients anymore to make more money. Gosh, in the beginning, I was working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, and then I increased my prices. I was working less and I was making more. So, it was a hustle in the beginning. So I'm just going to stay on here a little bit longer, answer some questions, and then I'm going to go because I need to get some work done. I don't understand that question. Let's see. So we're going to stick to the questions. I can do a topic on pretty much anything you guys like, but this one's about stress and bloating. So if we start talking about knees and low backs, I want to keep this for people that view this afterwards on topic. We can do Natasha. We can do a vertigo one. I will have to make that a priority. How to get rid of bloated belly. It depends, but generally sleep, exercise, diet. Let's see. Sorry, I can't read Spanish. That's a good question. I'm dating you. Gosh, I love this stuff. Be careful what you say, man. They're gonna attack you like crazy. I don't know her, by the way. Just bantering. I know you understand about finances play a part in medicine. Do you do a viral one for just barely above the poverty line? We could use your help. I'm assuming you're in a different country. I grew up barely above the poverty line, so I know it well. I'm going to probably not talk about that topic because I'm not an expert, and I don't want to mislead anybody. But in general, work hard consistently, and eventually you'll get there. And be smart. Strategy matters. So I have a slight pouch. It's not as bad as you think. You look great. Thank you. Actually, I've always just had a little bit more of a lower belly thing. Probably because I have parasites, to be honest with you. I'm about to do a parasite cleanse with my friend Dr. Ashley, and we can talk about that. Because I've lived in Nigeria, I've lived in China, I've been to Brazil, I've been to Costa Rica, I've been to Dominican. I've been to a lot of places where I could pick up some parasites. So we're gonna do a parasite cleanse. So it's gonna be fun. And I've ate some very questionable stuff in the villages of Nigeria where I'm just like, I don't think that fish was cooked all the way, you know. Florence, thank you for trying to insult me, but this is probably some of the best, most informative content that I've ever created because it's extremely relevant to everyone. Everyone wants to know about having a flatter belly. Let's see. Hello from Atlanta. I don't know why people are saying I'm competing with my ex. I'm making completely different content. I'm just looking for questions. Thank you for all for tuning in. If you've tuned in this far, you know this is kind of an interesting conversation as far as what you can do in a week. I've thought about sharing my exercise journey, but you know, to be honest with you, I'm just like, my body's not what it used to be, and I can't do the things that I used to do, so it's a little bit of an insecure thing, because I'm like, dang, I used to just be an athletic animal, and now I can't do half the stuff in the same way, so I've fallen far, which many of you that are former athletes can relate to. Achilles tendon, we can talk about that. Somebody else wanted me to do a ankle pain video. So I will tell you this, most Achilles tendon diagnoses are wrong. It's usually the sural nerve or the tibial nerve that's causing the pain. And I have worked with MBA and professional athletes in many countries. So it's not from lack of experience. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of questions about like back pain and knees and ankles and everything else. We're talking about gut inflammation today, so let's keep the topic on that. And if we don't see more questions related to that, I will definitely have to get going. And anyone in this chat that happens to be a nutritionist and wants to dive in and educating people, this is a chance to shine. I don't care if you use my platform to promote your own business, as long as you are doing it in a productive and fashionable model and you know what you're talking about, most importantly. You can hear me great today because I got top of the line mic. So I no longer have to wear AirPods or anything like that. So this mic, it's DJI. It's like freaking like $360. But it compensates for my very weak, quiet, mouse-like voice because I just don't like to talk that. I just can't talk that loud. It's just an anatomical thing. I also have a really short tongue, so I can't roll my R's. That's why I gave up on Spanish. Do I have six packs? I don't think so. I have a flat pack. We're going to call it a flat pack. What kind of magnesium is best for? It's a good question. Hold on. Again, not my expertise. I try to delineate what I know a lot about and what I know just enough to be dangerous. Let's see. What was it, the one she gave me? I'm just looking. The one that was given to me by somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about is magnesium stress complex by Organic Pharmacy. So there you have it. It's important when you guys talk to medical professionals that you know exactly what their expertise is, because no matter, even if you were, the only way to actually know a lot about everything in the medical field is to literally make the matrix real and start downloading it, because there's just the information, the amount of information that we have literally doubles every 2 to 4 years. So it's a full-time job just keeping up. Did my stomach feel better after lipo? I didn't get lipo. That was the point of this conversation. I lost a lot of water retention. That's why you could see a different. So tennis elbow. So we're still talking about gut pain. I appreciate all the questions, and I am taking them in to make other videos. I've been diagnosed with gastritis, acid reflux, and ulceritis. Do I have any suggestions? There's a lot of like soft tissue work that you can do in the gut to make you feel a lot better. There's like, when it comes to the gut, I can definitely treat and help those things quite a bit. Some things I obviously can't do more than just make you feel better, like address the symptoms. There's a little bit difference between being like solving the problem and just making you feel better. So most of that I can, acid reflux I can definitely treat, gastritis I can definitely treat, ulceritis, that one depends. It also depends what the causes are. Sometimes the cause is the tissues are not functioning properly, and as far as like gastritis and acid reflux, sometimes it's you're not producing enough stomach acid, so there needs to be a pharmaceutical or nutraceutical intervention. So that's why I work with professionals in other areas that I don't know, so that I can best serve my patients. Let's see. Can't wait for the cleanse. Yeah, I should probably start that. I was talking to my doc about it, and she's like, well, we could do a test, but it's almost guaranteed that you have parasites. You basically can't go to these areas. And a lot of people in the States have a lot of parasites without even knowing it. So what's a parasite cleanse? Basically, I'm going to kill the parasites in my body. Tell you more? I don't know more. I've never done it, and I didn't ask that many questions. It was just the side topic. So I'm actually preparing for it. So I've been doing some liver treatment. I've been doing some liver cleansing. Because if you don't cleanse your organs first, you can feel really sick doing it, apparently. So I'm kind of in the process of doing that first. Turmeric and ginger can work really well. Yep. Then again, those are treating symptoms. Probably not going to be curative, but definitely something. So, like I said, anybody on here that has, legitimate expertise in other areas and they want to add, go ahead. Let's see. That's right. I'm living my best life. And that's where I'm doing the best I can. Do I have any single black friends? Of course. I live in LA. Just look, I'm trying to catch up on the comments. There's quite a few of them. Not too many relevant to the conversation. Cranberry apple vinegar. Yeah, like apple cider vinegar. All those vinegar-based things can be really helpful for the gut. I do take it every once in a while. I just hate the flavor. Okay, let's see. Bloated stomach. So bad. I've had 4 episodes in 1 week. Ramirez, I'm sorry. I'm not sure where you are. If you... sometimes it's just, I get so many messages and you tag me and say where you're at and I'll try to find somebody good for you. Maybe one of the best things I could do is I'll get my friend Dr. Tina Moore on here, or maybe Dr. Ashley. I have some friends that are pretty proficient experts in subjects that I'm not, so maybe we can do a group conversation. How am I doing, Data June? I'm doing well. Hello, Leah. The body is incredibly complex, that's for sure. That's why I love studying. I love studying subjects that you couldn't possibly know at all if you spent every waking moment of your life studying and learning. It's impossible. You can know a lot, but you can't know it all. Okay, so we can do a sciatica one. I'm going to have to go here in a bit. My husband's been dealing with diarrhea for a couple weeks now. Could be from parasites. I have no idea. It's not enough information. And I also don't give diagnoses online. That would be inappropriate. All I do is, in generality, when you're experiencing this X, Y, and Z, this is what I generally find it is. Indeed, cirrhosis of the liver can come from a hepatitis C infection. Indeed, the liver is also one of the most the most regenerative tissue in the body. You can cut half of it out, and it'll grow back to its full size. I'm actually doing. Speaking of liver, I'm actually doing an advanced liver treatment course next March. which will be like the pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals, the soft tissue, everything. It's from this osteopath. This osteopath I've been studying with is kind of like the Albert Einstein of of the last 100 years in manual medicine. And I'm trying to learn all he has to offer before he retires or dies. Because he's in his early 70s. And he really likes champagne. Let's see. Good morning from New Zealand. We have people all over. I'm doing plexus for gut health. I'm not sure what that is. I'm sad that the video I did on heartburn got deleted, but I fixed all those things. So, yeah, I can bring on experts. I'm waiting for all this hate and negativity to drop down because I'm not really trying to spread the toxic people to my friends because that's not fair. Once I get the cleanse, will I continue to eat raw fish, sushis, and rare steak? That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to ask my doctor. I'm not sure. Probably depends. I'll definitely still eat steak, but whether or not you eat raw and eat sushis, I mean, probably. I mean, I'll just do. I mean, never had a Parasite cleanse, and I'm 34 years old, so I could just do another one in 4 years. I'm going to pick them up regardless what I eat. So, might as well live life to the fullest and then just be smart about it. Thank you, Christine. I will always take time to answer questions the best I can. IBS, help please. Basically what we're talking about is IBS. One of the gut inflammation, stress gut, that's essentially IBS. Means that your gut is not doing its job either too fast, too slow, and it's getting irritated and inflamed. So same concepts apply. This is kind of just a general awareness video. I could probably bring on an expert, but again, I'm waiting for the toxicity to die down a little bit. Probably not helping that I'm actively calling out a blogger for spreading false information about me right now on this video, but you know, maybe if I keep using their content to create content, because this is great content. This is great. This is a great discussion, and maybe they'll leave me and my kids alone, but probably not. Let's see. Drink a lot of water, fresh lemons in general, all good. Yeah, probiotics. I don't know you, but the amount of like negative DMs you're gonna get, just be prepared for that. It's funny. I'm serious. They're gonna come for you. When I sleep for 8 hours and I wake up, I still feel exhausted. Lena, get an Oura ring. I do that too. One of the reasons I feel exhausted is because I'm restless, which comes back to stress. I toss and turn throughout the night. So even though I sleep 8 to 10 hours sometimes, I'd wake up exhausted because I actually didn't sleep. And some of that, sometimes June crawls in bed and like starts waking me up, or Athena wants to wake up and get fed. There's that too. So, but don't know what's causing it, Lena, but you can track it yourself with an Oura ring. They're about $300. My voice is calming. I've never heard that before. Hypnosis and meditations. That's important work. I am a little too go for that. I do walking meditation when I drive. I learned that from being in a tractor. That's why I don't listen to music in the car. I drive silent most of the time. I listened to a little bit more music recently. But I let my mind meditate. Oh, Debbie, that's a nice comment. You have a contagious laugh and great smile. Yeah. Honestly, I'm just starting to get comfortable with the social media thing. Having 5,000 people sometimes watch you at once is a little bit like weird, but I'm starting to get comfortable with it. And I'm seeing that one of the reasons I am getting more comfortable with this is because I'm seeing all the positive effects that I'm having on people, which is truly what I'm after. Is I'm educating people on this topic, and also my daughter sprayed a great amount of joy to the world, and I really love that. You guys are all watching, yeah, 34 Erica. You guys are all watching my daughters grow up, and I'm throwing in these educational talks so that I can trick you guys into being healthier as well as myself. See, hello from the Philippines. Okay, so I'm starting to just get random questions. When blood work is normal, every doctor I see says I'm fine, but I'm tired all the time, meaning where I have to pull over. Okay, oh, got you, Lena. There's quite a few people that you can see. I'll send you some resources. I don't want to say them publicly here because I don't want people to go attack my friends. But Lena, DM me, and I'll send you some people that could probably help you, and also help you online. Like, you don't have to actually see them in person. But they're not going to be cheap either, so be prepared for that. My beautiful daughters are with their mom right now. How old am I? I'm 34. Erica, she's 31. Lactose intolerant. If I have any intake of dairy, it kills my stomach. Yeah, that's really common as well. Lactose intolerant is actually really prevalent in the African community. It's higher. There's more lactose intolerance with the African American community. I can't quite see your race, but that's pretty common. When you look at me, you see Athena's face only with a beard. That's funny. She is my little mini-me, which, thank God, especially after everything my concerns. Anyways, what ring? Aura ring. A-U-R-A. Aura ring. Or one of my patients, the founder of Tinder, he is coming out with a competitor. I haven't talked to him in a few months, but it's called Happy. So that's supposed to be the next generation of high-tech body monitoring system. So I would actually get that. I should reach out to him because he's going to give me a free ring. So if you look at Happy, founder of Tinder, I'm sure that's going to come up. A wicked witch man. Yes. That is Dr. Wolverine to you. Fatima and your band. Bye. Get out of here. The ring I was wearing. I'm not wearing it right now because I just haven't put it back on, and I just forget about it every day. It's in one of my travel bags. I need to charge it. You better keep your learned friends away from this page. The hyenas are after them. That's right. I'm honored to watch your daughters grow up. I started watching them when I saw the birth of you. It's my pleasure. My daughters are going to be universally loved by the time they get older, and then they'll be able to do something with it, you know. Some of my friends, can pass huge amounts of money in the hundreds of millions to their kids. I can pass a social media following and some money to help them in their next stage of life. You use the tools that you have to better the lives of your kids, just like my parents did for me. It's all about each generation, you make it better and better. I grew up in Miami. Let's see. That's Justin Dean, what are your credentials? Legally, I'm a chiropractor. I'm a doctor of chiropractic, a DC. I do a lot more than that, all within my scope. But I'm kind of that chiropractor that doesn't adjust everyone. I just do what's necessary. So I do a lot of soft tissue, a lot of exercise, just whatever it takes to get people to feel better. Athena is a strong, big girl, that's for sure. What does the Oura Ring do? It measures your body, measures your heart rate, measures how much REM sleep you get, it measures how much deep sleep you get. So it basically lets you know how, and it gives you a readiness score. So it basically tells you how well you're sleeping. So you can start to be like, I had that beer before I went to sleep and I slept like crap, but every other day this week was good, so I shouldn't drink a beer before bed. So it helps you start getting a cause and effect on what might be affecting your sleep. All right. Phone's about to die, and we're not getting that many more questions related to this particular topic. So I'm going to tune off here in a minute. Remove the stress from your face and doing well. Oh, thanks. Shave? Nah. I look too young when I shave. If I shave, I look like I'm 28 or something again. And it's better for my brand, if you want to talk from a business perspective, to look like I'm in my mid-30s, which I am. So I'm just going to scroll down. Riverside, California. Hello, that's about an hour and a half away, I believe. My plant's beautiful. Thanks. I need to get another one. I need to liven this place up. Any interior decorators have any ideas for how to like a little bit more artistic stuff? Let me know. Right. So that's it for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. It's an important one from an awareness standpoint, from a understanding standpoint on how quickly you can change your body. People do it in Hollywood all the time, where you see like people that are like me, their bodies are just like, they get a little bit of a gut, and then 3 months later, they're a sad body quite quickly. If you're doing everything right, you're getting the nutrition you need the exercise you need, and I could probably do that sometime, like do a 3-month transformation. I've done it before, just for myself, but it's a lot of work and it's a lot of like discipline, and I probably wouldn't be able to stick to it right now because I have too many other stressful things going on that are my priority. All right. If you guys see other funny blogs written about me that are related to health and wellness, or related to something that is a public safety concern because of misinformation, bring it to my attention. I will do a video on it if it fits my brand and objectives. And let's keep spreading positive information, keep spreading positive energy, and I will continue to do that with my daughters and myself. So see y'all later. Have a beautiful Wednesday, and I got an hour to my first patient, so I got to take a shower and get going. See y'all later.